And now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one, and that's how we get the podcast. Big D and Bubba podcast, the podcast. Big D and Bubba podcast.
Oh, good for you.
What is that from?
That was Christian Bale. Christian Bale when he was being a turd to somebody on set.
Because some guy walked across the scene. Good for you. Which actually I quote
You
more
have
often
a
in my
job!
daily life.
It was like he was just berating the guy for having a job.
Oh gosh, what a temperamental.
Good for you.
Yeah,
oh, good for you.
But I mean, the guy is brilliant, so I kind of forgive
He's
it.
the best Batman, and I grew up with
Patrick
Michael
Bateman. Oof.
From what?
American Psycho.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
Really?
Oh, he's so good.
Okay. I have not seen it. Okay.
So
And, it's funny because I have a list in my phone of movies. And my buddy Craig's here. Craig actually, we were on a trip. You can put some headphones on if you want. We were on a trip one time, and we started making a list of movies for me to watch with my son and whatever. And so we had this list, and American Psycho ended up on that. And I don't remember who gave me that suggestion, but I've got like 35 or 40 movies on that list now. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if we'll ever get through them all, but...
Oh, good for you.
Good for you.
Love it.
What a wild
What's
yesterday.
on your shirt? Snoopy?
Yes, it's
Like
zombies.
Red Baron, Great Pumpkin? Oh.
It's zombie Snoopy. It's Halloween. It's October.
Oh.
See, look, Snoopy and Woodstock are up here with their guns.
Oh, it's...
And they're shooting zombies, zombie peanuts.
Oh, it got less cute.
I'll talk to your guest. Hey, Craig, what's up?
Well, wait,
Good morning. Sorry,
Yeah, sorry, Craig.
how's
I
it
didn't
doing
know
there?
if he wanted
Good
to
to
be
see
on, so
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. We haven't gotten there, but I thought I wore this specifically for you, Carson. I'm like, you love zombies? That's awesome.
I do love peanuts, but not together.
Wow.
You do you, man.
This
But
was
hi,
a total
Craig.
fail.
So
All
what do
right.
you guys do? What are y'all doing? What's your weekend thing? You're in town for?
So I just flew in from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm meeting Bubba here, and we are going to
You can
take
say
a...
Sean. If you want.
Well,
It's all good. He's known me since like...
I had to pause there. Yeah, we're taking a road trip, meeting another friend in Birmingham, and then doing some fishing down in Cocodrie, Louisiana.
Man, y'all gonna get into some mess.
Hey, I told you about that story about getting caught in that girl's closet that one time?
Yes.
When her mom, or not getting caught, but her mom came home?
Yeah.
Craig dropped me off at that girl's house.
So that's a true
and had
story.
to pick me up.
Unfortunately, all the stories he has are true.
Dude, he's telling me some things, and I'm just like, I can't even say it on here, but
No.
I'm just like, wow, what? Like straight out of a
We had a great
movie.
childhood, man. We had a great...
So you grew up
childhood.
in Houma too?
Yeah, I grew up I met him. I'm trying to.
You can say Sean.
I'm
Dude,
trying-
it's
I met
okay.
him.
We all know.
Yeah,
Hi,
I met him
I'm
just
Bubba, also known
in
as
middle
Sean.
school. And we're actually going to be staying in a
7th grade.
VRBO not far from where he did not. Our friend famously threw a rock through a windshield of a car that was driving at 50 miles an hour.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh,
And-
scene of the crime.
Oh.
No, but so what's weird is we were looking for an Airbnb. Literally, the one we found was in my neighborhood. It's like 3 blocks from my house where I grew up. Isn't that weird?
That was weird.
Not the nicest neighborhood, but we'll have
But you
Are
got a
you
good
guys
price.
are you guys
Super
going to
cheap.
hunt down Lana Del Rey?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, she's
No.
in Houma apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she married that guy. The
Oh,
Gator
that's
tour.
That's
Yeah,
Des Almonds.
No, she tweeted the other day about people in Houma following her around.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not making I like that you think I don't know
Okay, so
geography,
wait a
but I
minute.
legitimately saw her. She's complaining about paparazzi in Houma.
Well,
That
that's
there's
because
people following her with a drone.
you don't get famous people where we grew up. You just
Who
don't.
is she?
Oh,
She's a
wait,
singer.
wait, wait.
Lana
They
Del
found-
Rey. Yeah.
The blonde was there for a year filming that movie.
Kate Hudson.
No,
Oh,
Oh, you're like
the
Big D.
crawfish. The crawfish movie.
oh, Daisy.
Where the crawfish,
Yeah.
where the
Crawfish
Crawdads
sing.
sing.
Where the crawdads
Yeah,
sing.
Daisy.
was
Oh, I never
something.
watched it
She's
because
adorable.
it says crawdads, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
I know.
surely this
I
means
know.
Bob and I were talking about the other day how people like go, "Oh, I'm going to Nolans." I'm like, no one says Nolans, and they're like, then they'll go, what is the other one they say?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Like, no one says it. Just say New Orleans.
The only reason
That's what
people say
everyone
New Orleans is because Louis Armstrong famously rhymed it. And he said, "Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans?"
The other one is Baton Rouge. When you'll hear like sports guys. Welcome, here we are, Red Stick, Baton Rouge, the LSU Tigers.
good
Yeah, good for you. No one says that.
It's like watching Giada on the Food Network when she suddenly becomes Italian. She's like,
yes.
here I am with spaghetti. Shut up. It's spaghetti. Stop it.
Says it weird
Parmesan
like
is
that?
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
She'll
hey,
be like, the prosciutto. Shut up.
Why do we not have that as a gold? I want
I'll find it for
some
you.
non-Italian thing. Spaghetti.
I get it. Like, I think she spent time in Italy or something. Calm down. Calm down. Either you always have the accent or you have no accent.
Right.
Stop
No,
it.
no. He'll have the accent when he comes back.
Oh,
He'll be
yeah.
talking like the Gator boy he is.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be so much fun. Like, I can't wait. So the guy that we hired to be our charter is a guy that we went to school with also. I've known this guy since like kindergarten.
Oh,
So
wow.
so it's me and Craig and Rusty, another friend of ours, and we're going to go and we're going to get on this charter boat with a captain that we also knew from back in the day. So it's really going to be four of
You know
us.
him too? You know him too?
Adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He graduated high school with us.
Is Rusty from there too?
Yeah. Well, Rusty left in about 8th grade. He moved back to Alabama.
Okay.
I thought it was right
Ninth
before
grade.
high school.
Ninth-
yeah.
It was.
How cute are you guys, though? All staying in touch.
Yeah.
I know it is
love
cute.
that.
It's like a Hallmark horror movie.
Well, we started about 2 years ago when he went through his little divorce thing, and we've done it at least once a year now. We've gotten together, the three
I
of us.
love this.
And every trip, so we planned this big beach trip. Remember, we did we went to Clearwater. We're like, oh, we're gonna be on the beach. We're like, man, it was freezing cold. It was like the coldest cold snap Florida had seen in forever. So we were like, well, there goes that. And then we did White Sands.
Yeah, White
and
Sands.
Also cold. It was freezing. As soon as the sun went down, it got chilly. But the rest of the trip was really good. And then this one, now we have a tropical depression or something in the Gulf, and we're going to get very, very wet while we're out fishing. I did buy some frog togs last night. I couldn't find mine.
Yeah.
So y'all still go? If
Yeah,
it's-
we're gonna go We'll go fishing regardless. As long as it's not lightning and thundering, we'll be out there for a while.
Okay.
Dude, I'm going to send you so many great pictures and videos and all that. And the cool thing is, maybe I'll make a little video for you.
What are y'all? What y'all fishing for?
Speckled trout and redfish.
Okay.
Last time this guy took me, I had him take me and my sons out a couple years back, and we limited out on speckled trout, 25 each. So we had 75, 80 fish in the boat. Wow. By noon.
We need a bigger ice chest.
That's fun.
We're gonna need a bigger,
boat.
Yeah.
So are y'all gonna?
Let's hope not.
Now, do you have? Will he clean it, or you guys have to clean them too?
I suspect he's gonna do a lot of the cleaning. Hopefully, we'll have to.
I
Tip
haven't
tip him out
cleaned
for that. I think I'm the only one that can clean fish.
I can clean fish. I haven't cleaned fish in 20 years, but I mean, because I buy them now.
You're gonna throw away half the meat.
Yeah.
That's the way
Man,
I
I
am.
used to be really good at all that.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to do stupid stuff. Like, so my backyard literally had a ditch which led straight to the swamp a block away. And so we would have alligators and eels and all kinds of stuff in there. But we would also, after school, we would go, me and Brent Hudson, my neighbor, immediate neighbor, would go get off the bus and get crawfish nets and go get like chicken leg from my mom and just put it in the ditch behind the house. And we would catch crawfish and then boil that for our after school snack.
For just one crawfish.
No, but no, because one chicken leg, dude, you could cut
Get
that
a
up
whole
and
thing.
tie it in. You could have like 6 or 7 traps out there, and man, you could get a big pot of crawfish pretty quickly.
In my house, we had pizza. Like pizza rolls. That was mine. That was Totino's, but good for you.
We used to also go to the little bayou at the front of the street where it was so, man, you want to talk about polluted.
Nasty.
And we used to eat that stuff. We would catch the fish. And
Y'all gonna live forever.
maybe
You're fortified.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
remember the first time I went to Homa, and the restaurants, Bubba's and Bubba's 2 and all that. And I was like, dude, is like, do they? And he's like, it's just weird. Isn't that odd though that there's a place in your hometown named after you?
It's not named after me.
I know that, but it's the same name.
We're just gonna say it.
Well, it wasn't there whenever we were there. That came later.
Oh, gotcha.
That wasn't around when we were in school. That wasn't there, right?
Yeah, it was in college.
Yeah. So
I get stuff. People send me Big D laundromat, Big D trailer park, Big D bail bonds. I've got a whole thing on my phone of things that people send me. Big D.
there was Big D and Bubba's barbecue sauce for a while. Remember those guys?
Oh,
we talked about it not too long ago.
About 2 weeks, got that shut down. Yeah. And the thing is they had like caricatures of like people who looked similar to us.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't just the name;
Yeah,
it was
that's
even likeness.
Yeah.
I actually bought it because I thought we were gonna have to go to court, and so I bought some so I would have the evidence of it. I still have it. It's at the house. I know, so stupid. That's not as bad as the guy trying to name himself Big D in radio
In town.
in town.
On the former station you used to work on.
You can't do that.
Yeah. Oops.
What in the world?
Well, that's why my name is Carson. Is because they fired some chick and then they hired me and they're like, you can't use your name because that was the girl we just fired. And that was like, it wasn't a big name. It was like Jessica. But no, you can't be Jessica. Oh, okay. Here's the name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's how we came up with it. Yeah. It was like, so my friend and I went out for sushi and a bunch of wine. We're like, let's come up with what sounds like a rock name. You know, like, oh, I'm on at night. I'm cool. I'm Carson. Yeah, whatever. So
I kind of went on a tear for a little while of hunting down all the radio Big Ds. And then I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I going to go find some guy in Turner-Lac, Oregon?
Right.
I don't know, it's on the public radio station.
Well, and at some point you're going to run into the guy that was Big D before you were.
That's right.
But he didn't have the trademark.
yeah.
Let's just doom on him, man.
Yeah, so Craig used to have the coolest car in high school. He had a little MG,
Oh, yeah.
the midget. Remember the little bitty ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, we used to get in so much trouble. We would fit 3 and 4 people
Oh, wow.
into that 2-seater. And it was a
Stick?
manual, so you couldn't
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
anybody in between.
Right.
So Bubba did not have a driver's license until he was 17, didn't have a car till even later than that. So whenever we would go on double dates, I was driving the MG midget with us and 2 girls in an MG midget.
Wow.
Yeah. Safe.
I
Very
can,
safe.
I can hear the circus music.
It was a circus, all right.
You guys are gonna have fun, man. That's cool. That's a Wild Hogs kind of storyline. You can
never
Nick
seen
sing
Wild
it.
Hogs.
Dude. Y'all should watch it. It's so great. It's campy or whatever, but it's still pretty good. The cop who pulls up and he goes, "Oh, you guys gonna we're gonna just go skinny dipping." I hope you guys run into that. Are you guys gonna skinny? Are y'all gonna skinny dip?
I don't think we're going to skinny dip.
No, but I'm adding
Please
Wild
don't take
Hogs
pictures
to my
of
Oh yeah,
movie.
Please don't.
add Wild Hogs to.
Oh, there's enough of those pictures.
I did a road trip with a bud of mine. We went from Nashville to Oshkosh, Wisconsin on motorcycles.
Oh.
Don't do that.
That's-
It's awful.
We had a
It sounds
It
great.
sounds
well,
great.
in college, we had this bright idea that I was going to ride with one of my buddies. He had just bought a Jeep, and we were going on a double date out to Texas. Long story. Oh, it's going to be a great idea. Hop in the back of a Jeep. We got 30, 40 miles west of Lafayette, and I said, this is the worst idea ever. We're getting beat by the wind. It's so uncomfortable in the back.
Jeeps aren't great,
so-
yeah.
I drove from Baton Rouge to Shreveport one time, and it was back when I had my little Miata, and I was like, I'm going to take my shirt off and get a tan while I'm driving there. So I drive. It's like a 6-hour drive, and by the time we get there, I take my seatbelt off, and it looked like I was a diver flag. I was all red with this white stripe coming across my chest. I'm like, uh-oh, this is bad. Because you don't realize how hot it is. You know, the top's off, so you're comfortable the whole time.
That's fine.
It was bad.
I had so he had a BMW bike, like those trail / street bikes,
Yeah.
and he
Like
had
the one with the orange on it.
yes, and like the big knobby tires kind of deal, and I rented a big Honda Goldwing. The biggest, like, it had surround sound. It had cruise control. I had a GPS screen and the whole thing.
Cruise control on a
motorcycle.
Wow.
Yeah. I would get to the point, like, there were parts of Illinois where just go through farmland, and I've got Captain Tennille cranked up, and I don't even have. I got to the point where I have my hands on the handlebars. I'm just balanced, just going. It's cruise control, and if I wanted to like change lanes, I would stick my left hand out into the wind stream, and it would pull me, and then I'd put my right one in to stabilize it and get me back on straight, and I keep going, and then I do it again, move over, and just reverse the process and keep going. That's amazing. I'm alive. I don't know how. I really.
I flew
insane.
a plane like that once.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
That was wild.
My instructor was really cool.
Yeah,
but
he
he
was.
taught me all kinds of weird stuff. He was like, okay, if you ever lose rudder control, you can steer with your doors. And literally, he had me fly for like an hour and a half using my doors. So I'm opening the door and pushing it out to cause drag to turn the airplane. And he's like, you can do all kinds of stuff. So if you ever lose it, and I'm like, well, that's really cool. So I flew a plane opening and closing doors.
Bubba had a plane one time. It was it had a sliding cockpit, the sliding canopy, I mean.
I flew in that one with him.
Oh, yeah. And we were flying, and he goes, man, you ever touched a cloud? And I'm like, no, I don't know. So we got right underneath the cloud deck. He pushes the canopy back, and we just took our hand and just scraped right into the cloud as we're flying about 3,000 feet or something.
Your hand gets real soaking wet.
It's weird. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you don't actually
How many people
feel
do
the
that?
liquid like as you're doing it, but when you pull your hand in, it's soaked.
soaking wet. It's crazy.
It's cool.
It is cool.
It's romantic. Carson's over
This
here
is
going,
why I'm driving.
Romantic.
But, I mean, wouldn't it be nice to go on a date and go touch a cloud?
Absolutely
hey, you wanna go
not.
touch a cloud?
Nope.
It was so
Again,
cool.
I am driving to Connecticut because I don't want to go in a cloud.
That's crazy.
And then Bubba he put his hand in the cloud, and then he put it on my leg.
So it was a date.
Yeah, it was a little double date.
Yeah, I had to dry it. Are you rubbing your hand on my leg? No, I'm just drying
You picked the guy with no hair on his leg, though. There was nothing to combat
I
that.
had a guy. We're flying one time, and we're on an approach, and he goes. He puts his hand on my knee, and I was kind of like, "What?"
in a romantic way.
Yeah, we just guys, we joke around. And he puts his hand on my knee, and I'm like, I kind of look over at him, across side eye, and then he starts moving it up towards my junk, and I go, well, then he goes, "Quick, name a state." I said, "Euphoria."
Oh, good.
Oh, dear.
Nailed that landing.
Oh, boy.
2 ways.
So great. It's so great. Yeah, you guys are having fun. That's going to be a great weekend. That's gonna
Can't
be a great
wait.
weekend. It's a long drive.
Schaefer and Garrett are being very quiet. Hi, guys.
Hey, what's happening?
What are y'all doing this weekend?
Not fishing. A lot of football.
Yeah.
A lot of football for me.
I
this
won
weekend.
$120 last night.
On DraftKings?
On
Flex.
DraftKings.
Dude, I had the easiest bet in the world last night. I thought, man, there's surely no way that I can't win this. I had each quarterback to throw 200 yards. I had one running back to get 40-plus yards. I forget who else. Everybody did everything except for one of the quarterbacks. Baker didn't throw for 200 yards.
Aw.
I'm like,
So you lost 50 cents.
no, actually, it was a $5 bet.
Oh,
I know.
man.
I was like, this
Hey, big
I know.
spender.
I was like, this is a can't miss. There's no way an NFL quarterback isn't going to throw for 200 yards. Everything else hit. And it would have won me like $25. I'm like,
I mean, Bo Nix didn't even pass for 100 yards the previous weekend. It happens.
dude, that's terrible. It was the worst.
$5. Man, what was wrong with you?
I was feeling, because I won big the weekend prior.
Oh,
I was feeling really good.
always
Get a little
happens.
cocky. Yeah. That's right.
I do a bunch of 50-cent bets. And because it's great, I make these stupid 20-leg parlays. If one of them hits one day, I'm rolling. I mean, there was one, I want to say it was like $240,000. I'm like, yeah, let's go. 50 cents on the line. People buy lotto tickets. I'm good.
You can take that 50 cents and get you a Super Ball at the grocery store.
I'd probably entertain me just as
Well, there was
much.
that guy a
saying.
couple weekends ago that won, what, 117,000 on one of those
On
type
one of those
Oh,
donuts.
wow.
It does happen. People really do win. with
Yeah, and then Garrett
DraftKings.
won on his 4-leg one.
By the way, if you aren't using DraftKings, get it and use code Bubba when you sign up.
Hey, what'd you win 120 on?
I had a 4-legger, couple receptions, and Baker Mayfield rushing yards. And
Did you change the did you tease them, or did you do them with it
straight
already
up,
done straight up?
straight up.
Wow. Good
I
for
mean,
you.
it was a lot of offense last night. So
Okay.
You
good
bet.
night to hit.
No, they don't allow it in South Carolina. I tried.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they block you. They can figure out where you're coming from, even if you do the VPN.
VPN?
Yeah.
See,
that
that
kinda
would
stinks.
dictate where I live.
Yeah.
That's
worry about-
degenerate.
Do you guys have a sales tax, and can you bet?
It reminded me whenever you said that, I went, I need to make sure I set all my bets for the weekend before we leave the state.
It is actually a thing, like in states where you can't bet, and if you live close enough to a bordering state that can bet, people will drive like an hour just to
Just to
go
get
set
over
a couple
it.
parlays.
So when I'm at my parents' house in North Carolina, so this is one of the weird things is you can't, if you register in one state, you can't bet in the other, even though it's the same app. And even if it's legal, I don't know why it does that, but
That didn't do it to me.
oh, really?
Yeah, when I went
So
to
when I'm at my
Pennsylvania.
parents' house, they have you could do DraftKings and all there. I have to go to the state line, which is like 10 miles away. So I cross over right into Tennessee, and it's weird because there's like 7 or 8 cars there constantly, where you
That's
can tell
great.
people are going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
set their bets, so
And
they
then
can go
they
back
drive
in.
away?
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty funny.
yeah, it's really wild. Okay,
And it's weird because some states will have different things. Like when I was in Philly, they offered all kinds of different games. They have a ton, like all these little, like
side bet things.
no, they're like actually Carson would get into it. Like if you don't want to if you don't know like unders and overs and spreads and that kind of thing, they have like little casino games. Like you spin the roulette wheel and it's like it's $1 and do it again and it's mindless.
Well, the one I always think about is whenever they talk about who's going to sing for the Super Bowl, how long they're going to run,
Yeah.
over and under.
The props.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Chris Stapleton out there, just bet the over.
Just keep that's right. Well, the thing is, they know that. I mean, they know that he's going to go long, and so his is different.
Well, then he bets the under and he
Yeah.
knocks it out in 1 minute and
Yeah.
walks away.
Yeah, I guess if you're his bud, you're just like, hey man,
Hey, bro.
Every year, there's always somebody that's like, "Oh, I had a source who heard them in rehearsal. It's gonna
Yeah.
be this."
Every time I did that with Reba, and I get
Didn't
burned.
somebody a few years ago bet that somebody would run across the
Yes.
field naked and it was their buddy
Yes.
bet
Yes.
it and they did it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then they didn't pay the bet.
Yeah.
They didn't
Oh,
pay it off.
wow,
Yeah,
really?
That got frozen.
Yeah, they were
Whoa.
So
Okay.
there's a way to do. Hey, what is it called, Schaefer? When you bet both sides.
Hedging.
Yeah, you're hedging.
No. Arbitrage.
Arbitrage. Yeah.
Where you are
Sounds
you're,
very French.
you're betting different sports books numbers on the same game, and then you bet both sides of that game. So a sports book. So if you have like DraftKings, they'll say Titans -3, and then you can go to another sports book in Vegas, and there's for MGM, and it's like Titans -2. And then and then you bet both or plus. You bet the other side of it. So you go -3, and then who they're playing +3, and then you would bet both, and you're going to win one of them, and you win just whatever the difference is of the payout between the two sports books. It's not a lot of money, but it's a lot over time. So you're going to win, 30 cents.
That's for people who are
50 cents.
really into it.
Yeah, and you almost have to have a
System.
server. Yeah, you got to
Dude,
have a little
how,
system.
and I'm not going to spend too much more time on this, but how is Florida only 1.5 point favorites at home over Central Florida?
Because they're not good.
I know, but wow.
They used to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
I feel sorry for that coach. He came from my alumni there, the Cajuns, and he is not doing so well in Florida now.
Yeah, and when and he did great at UL.
Every year he'd have 10 wins.
Oh my gosh. It's almost there's something to be said for kind of big fish, small pond.
Yeah.
You kind of get Saban. Even Saban went into the NFL and that didn't work.
He did okay at Alabama though.
He did
all right.
Not bad. I do enjoy. I like him a lot more now that
he's not coaching Alabama. Yeah. I think a lot of people do.
Really do. I like him. Like he's just cool. I saw a funny thing. He was like after he stopped coaching, and he and Terry, his wife, they went to McDonald's, and she paid with a card, like a debit or whatever. And he's like, "You can pay with a credit card at McDonald's?" What? Yeah, because he was completely out of touch. He didn't know anything. All he knew was football. Like now he's on Sports Center on game day for ESPN, and they're like bringing food out, and he's like his first one. He was laughing. He was going, "I can't believe this is what y'all have been doing all this time, tailgating before games." He goes, "I'm back. I'm in the locker room wanting to throw up
because he's never seen game day." That's true.
No, maybe he's
probably not.
Didn't know any of that stuff.
Have you seen the outtakes?
I would think he saw it like on a bye week or something.
Have you seen the outtakes of him and Pat McAfee next to each other during the breaks?
No.
McAfee is just dancing, being McAfee, and Saban is just sitting perfectly still, stoic, not just kind of looking at McAfee like, who is this guy?
Yeah. McAfee gets it's a little bit much. Just a touch
he's funny.
Much.
Yeah, but he's funny.
Much. I'm like, oh god, here he is. He's going to jump on the chair. Oh, great.
I will give him props though, because everybody always talks about kickers and all. He's the only guy defending kickers.
That's true.
And man, we tried to do it. We tried to go out and kick field goals. I think I think the furthest I hit was a 20-yarder, and it was like 8 tries to get there. And I used to play soccer. Yeah. It is not an easy thing to do.
Well, they do it on Sports Center. On game day, they have a student from the audience try and kick a field goal for like $25,000, and then they'll miss, and then of course everyone starts going, try again. They're like, oh, no. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, okay, well, let it go to, if you do this, back up 10 yards, 50,000. Sometimes they'll hit it.
That's so nuts, man.
It's fun.
It's really hard to do.
I love this.
Have you ever tried kicking a field goal?
No.
You should.
Why?
Because it's
awesome.
awesome.
I'm not going to be good at it. I know that.
Yeah, we did a thing. It was like, we did it on the show. It was like Moms or something like that. Remember, it was like the women's field goal challenge or something.
Yeah, I forget now.
And that's when we tried to do it too. I was like, holy crud.
We have a standing bet with my son's girlfriend who was pretty athletic. She played volleyball in high school, and she's convinced she could kick a field goal. And I said, I'll give you 10 chances from the 0, so a 10-yard kick. And if you make one, you get $100. No loss. And she admitted she couldn't do it. They went and practiced, and she gave it up.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway. Also, why does he have a better voice than you do?
I mean, facts.
I don't know.
I actually think it's a little weird hearing myself talk back through these headphones.
The headphones,
yeah. It is. It's awkward because you get used to hearing your normal voice when you're talking, and when you put the headphones on, you actually hear what you sound like, and you're like, this is a little
also,
weird.
D, are you a little not sick today? Your voice just sounds a little deep.
I had a late night last night.
Okay, yeah, you've got gruff.
Yeah,
you've got gruff.
I had a thing. One of our dear friends in radio, Philip Gibbons, is celebrating his 50th year in radio, and so we drove to Cookeville, my hometown, and they had a big shindig for him at the winery in Baxter. That's right, we got a winery in Baxter. And it was pretty great. It was fun to hear all the stories, people getting up and telling their stories about him, and it was good. It's good stuff. It's good to see all the old radio folks of my past.
I also think it's cool that out of all those radio folks that you found out that they have, they call them Cook.
Don't even.
Oh,
don't.
No. They call it the Cookeville Mafia.
Golly.
I know.
Did
The
you
Cookeville
seriously
Radio
just
Mafia.
Did you just rip that Band-Aid off and stick your stupid
Right
finger
in it.
there?
Oh, he poured the salt.
God dang.
They didn't include you.
Man.
And none of them are from there. They weren't even born there.
I told D, because I know members of this who have the rings, and that is not a joke.
have rings.
There's actual rings.
They have rings. And I honestly thought, They asked D in that, and he was like, "Are you kidding?" Like I just pictured D being like,
I didn't know. I thought it was just kind of a
No.
hey, we're in a club.
Nope,
I didn't
it's
know
a
that it's a
thing.
real thing with stupid rings.
"Oh, every year there's like an initiation."
One of them got up on the thing. So you get me fired up, Carson or Bubba, whoever brought this up.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You got a ring. Good for you and your stupid ring. What have you done? Yeah.
So did you turn them down, or were you
No,
never invited?
I didn't know. Craig, I wasn't even invited.
I assumed he had.
Now, Big D,
Because why wouldn't they have included him?
Cookeville, Tennessee native.
From there, the ones who are part of it, they're not even from Cookeville. They're from an
Sparta?
adjoining city. It's actually our rival. It's our rival in football. And they come in and then they take over and they want us. And then he gets on stage. Well, you may not know this, but there's a group of us. We're called the Cookeville Radio Mafia, and we have rings. And they all start holding their rings up and start tapping them on like they're the
Like they won a Super Bowl in the past.
Oh my God! And I'm kind of looking, and my wife kind of looks over at me and like,
Where's your
ring? And so afterwards, I'm like,
Oh, good for you.
I walk up and I'm like, yeah, hey, you guys, I'm not part of that. And they're like, yeah, right. And then I realized the guy who's the general manager of the radio station, and I went to high school with him. He's Jason, great guy, been doing radio as long as those guys have.
They were around.
He's not in it either.
And they had a
he's
syndicated
from here.
show. Yeah, but and weren't Bandy and Bailey
Yeah, they had
syndicated back in the day?
I think they had three.
So I
three
mean,
affiliates
he
or
was
something.
very accomplished back in the day. So I mean, I'm like,
I was like, what else do I have to do? Well, I don't. Is there something else I need to do? We're the largest, independent syndicated show in radio's history ever. But that's okay.
Pound for pound.
Good for you.
You know what I had to do? I had to drive from Nashville to go to Cookeville.
You definitely won the pound for pound title.
Oh, good for you.
That's fine. I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
Nope.
You want to start our own mafia?
Yeah, it's called the National Radio Mafia.
Okay.
And you know
Starts
what? You
here.
guys-
We're getting rings.
You guys want to be in it? Yeah. Okay. Well, or what others? You can't be in it. Anyway, you guys have fun fishing.
All right.
No, we had a great night last night. I kid. Those guys are great, and we had a great time. And
I think
just,
you're going to
just
get
a late night for me.
I think you're going to get an offer soon.
Oh yeah, they are.
I really do.
They were like, we need to make you and Jason both members at the same time.
I hope they show up in a cloak with a scroll.
And I can't wait for
I
you.
just want this to be so secret. Like you're
and a
gonna
paddle.
be right. You're gonna be branded. It's gonna be a whole thing.
And I can't wait for you to say,
Nope.
nope.
It doesn't be like
That would be the most
Please,
Big D thing
please turn them down.
two words. I'm good. That's it. That's fine.
I'm
And they were like,
good.
I mean, we can get you a $25 ring if you want. I'm like,
Called
okay. yeah.
Jostens?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. You're just going to discount it now. But a second ago, you were on stage tapping and showing your ring. But okay. Anyway, thanks for bringing that. Thanks for bringing that up, Bubba.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
It's
to.
weird. I don't know why it bothers me. It's the dumbest thing, but it kind of, in a weird, stupid way, bothers me. But, oh well.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah. Anyway.
Somebody had taken me off of my hometown Wikipedia page for a while, and that bothered me.
I put you on it.
Oh,
really,
thank you.
I was
You
the one
really
that. So when
Look at your boy
Wikipedia
over
first
here.
started, I figured out pretty early, you can go in and edit. I added him as famous people, and then I took about 10 or 20 minutes later, and I added myself and said that I invented USB-C. It was on there for 4 or 5 years
That's amazing.
until Wikipedia became a thing, and then somebody actually deleted it all.
And what was funny is when I still remember when you added yourself. Oh, that's true, because I do remember you saying that you added me as well. And you said, yeah, I put myself as the inventor of USB-C. I went, USB-C doesn't exist.
What is USB-C?
It's what we
It's
use
the
now
small
for
one you
charging.
use now for the new Apples and all the Androids. The
It's
little plug. Just the little bitty plug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, USB-C is like now the new
Oh,
standard.
okay. I was thinking it was a company.
But this was like 10 years
This was
ago.
like in 2007.
Yeah.
I invented Post-its.
Smokeless ashtrays.
Romy and Michelle is another movie I
I
need
mean,
to
he
add
went
to
down
that
to a
list.
Gremlins reference. Maybe it's probably not a Gremlins, but I think of it as
Which
Gremlins.
one?
The smokeless ashtray at the beginning of Gremlins, and then he puts a cigarette in it, and it smokes flying everywhere. But that's what I think of as Gremlins. It's probably a Big Lebowski, but
I need to watch Gremlins.
No, it's not in
too.
Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
No,
But,
Lebowski.
yeah.
Lots of smoking, but not that.
All right.
It's
Y'all
amazing.
ready to roll out?
Yeah, you guys got to hit the road and
right.
go slay some fish.
Again, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe if you aren't already, and do the little bell and all that kind of stuff so you know when we go live and do the podcast. Rascal Flatts reunion and Luke Bryan interviews are coming up after the closing jingles for everybody who is listening on a regular app.
This was the podcast, but now it's over. But that's okay, because you can listen to the regular show on the radio every day. It was the podcast.